of us don't even realize the sacrifices that our parents give. We just want we just want our parents to help us keep up with everybody else when she's just struggling trying to maintain. And so every now and then you have to go back to when you were innocent. Every now and then you have to go back to when you didn't worry about broken hearts and relationships and what people thought about you. This young man, he went back to himself. He went back to himself. Question I have for you today is, can you go back to a self? A self where you ain't worried about other people's opinion. Can you go back to that self you were before you lost your virginity? Can you go back to that self before you fired up your first blunt? Can you go back to that self that you were before you and your mama started falling out? Can you go back to that self that you were when your grades started slipping in school? The Bible says that when the boy came back to himself, it says that he started getting his story together. He started getting his story together about what he tell his father. And the truth of the matter is, what he was telling his father was, I made a mistake. I understand now. And I'm ready to do whatever it is I need to do to get back in your good grace. Before he left home, he had a sense of entitlement. But when he got back, he had a sense of gratitude, and his attitude had changed. How many of us in here really know we need to change our attitude? See, some of y'all don't. Some of y'all are too prideful to admit it. But it's only when you change your attitude that God starts to do something different in your life. The Bible says that the boy was far off. He was in the distance. He didn't care. He had a long way to go. He had a long way to go. But he said, the Bible says that he was in the distance and his father saw him. What I need y'all to understand today is that no matter how bad you are right now, no matter what you have done, all you got to do is make it up in your mind that you really want to change. I ain't talking about invitation to discipleship when you come up here and you get some prayer and you go back to being who you've been being. I'm talking about a real attitude change, a real state of the mind change where you have decided within your heart that you are ready to make a difference. The Bible says that when that boy had it in his heart and he said to himself, this is the lifestyle change that I'm willing to make. The Bible said that his daddy greeted him, and he greeted him with more than he ever had, even though he had lost all the money, even though he had went and spent all the money on craziness and foolishness, even though he had made a whole bunch of decisions. It was his change of heart that allowed his daddy to see him in a different light and welcome him back into his good graces. And many of us have a relationship with God that needs to be repaired, but you don't think that God's going to forgive you because of all the dirt that you've done. But I'm here to tell you today that God is not looking for you to make it right. He's not looking for you to erase your past, because there's nothing that you can do about that. But what you can do is decide in your heart that you're ready to make a difference. The Bible says that when the boy came home, the daddy gave him stuff, gave him his robe, put a ring on his finger, then killed the fattest calf, had a feast. But somebody was mad. His brother was mad. And his brother said, I've been working hard. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. You haven't even given me a small goat. You haven't even said thank you, son. Thank you for doing what I asked you to do. And the father said, look, everything I have is yours. He said, but we got to celebrate this boy that has come back home because he's had a change of heart. And what I got to ask y'all today is that have some of us become so stuck on ourselves that we can't even celebrate when somebody else changes their life? Kingdom Squad, y'all did an awesome job. Camp Lead folk, y'all did an awesome job today. But wait a minute. The question is, when the spotlight ain't on you and somebody else gets a chance to shine, will you be as happy for them as you are for yourself when people applaud you when you're in the spotlight? That's the only way that we're going to change this world, is if we applaud when people come from out of the darkness into the light. I got to go, because we got a lot more to do after this service. But I'm talking to somebody right now where nasty stuff looks good to you. I ain't talking about sex. I ain't talking about drug abuse. I'm just talking about you in a nasty place in life right now. Things that would normally look awful to you, you wouldn't touch. You have indulged in that stuff right now. And you in it because spiritually you're in a bad place. I've been there. Truth be told, I'm there right now. I left here Friday, Cliff and Tierra can tell you, I left here Friday in a bad way. But I keep coming back because I have young people to impact. And how many of y'all know, man, it's hard working with young folk? Because they do not, man, sometimes y'all act like y'all do not appreciate nothing, but you're entitled to everything. But I have to be patient because I know that there was a God that was patient with me. There was a God that gave me room enough to grow. And I was in the same state of mind that a lot of y'all are in right now. And so I want us to stand to our feet. We got some adult folk in the back.